Welcome to Fright Time, where it's always the right time for Fright Time. In this video, I've got something special to do for you. I've got a little bit of a Blu-ray collection update. As you can see here, I've got some movies to go through. But before I do that, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you never miss a video. Go back, check out all the past videos we've got. We've got tons of stuff. Leave a like on this video. Leave a comment too. Let me know which of these movies is your favorite from this pile, or if there's one you haven't seen, or if you want me to review anything. Little disclaimer, I won't necessarily be reviewing these movies. I'm just going through them to let you know which ones I've got, and I might talk about them a little bit, but I'm not going to go into any full detail on them. So if you want to see a review for anything here, let me know. Maybe we can make it happen. And before I get started, I just want to throw this out there as well, that we have a new podcast that we've been doing for the last few weeks now called It's Another Horror Podcast. That's right, baby. It's another horror podcast. We're down 4 episodes, I believe. We're going on to 5 this week, which is going to be a special tribute episode. So if you haven't seen those, go back, check them out. We have them uploaded to the page. And like I said earlier, check out all the past videos we've done. We have a ton of content up, and we have a ton more coming. It's going to be a good year for Fright Time. So make sure you stick around, because we got a lot to do together. But all right. Anyways, I'm going to get right into this, because I got a pretty decent amount of movies here that I want to get through. These are in no particular order. These are just movies that I've bought over the last month or two that have not made their way permanently into the collection yet, so I figured that I would show them off to you guys here, and that it would be a cool video to do. So I hope to do more of these as well. So let me know if you like this, and I'll do more. But anyway, so I'm just gonna start right here at the top. So the first movie I got here is The Final Interview. This is the newest film from director Fred Vogel over at Toe Tag Pictures. I'm sure some of you are familiar with Fred's work in the August Underground films. They're pretty infamous in the underground cinema, the extreme stuff, I guess. He's got a lot of other films under his belt too, like Maskhead or Cella Turcica, The Red Sin Tower. He's worked on a lot of great stuff. This is his latest film, which is very different from what he's done in the past. Like I said, I won't necessarily review these, but I will say that this movie is... It's called The Final Interview because it's about the final interview of this serial killer right here. This is more of a psychological type of film as opposed to something gory and over the top. There's actually no gore in this movie really at all. It's literally an interview between this man here and this serial killer, and he, you know, it's got a lot of cool vibes to it. It's a creepy little thriller type of movie, I guess. Very different from the rest of the work that Fred's done, but I think this one is a leap forward for Fred in terms of filmmaking and showing us that he can do more than just the outlandish, gory stuff, you know what I mean? He can tell a really solid story and have really great characters. So if you haven't seen this one, check it out. This I believe this is still on sale. It comes with an evidence packet, which has photos and all sorts of stuff. Some of this down here is handwritten by Fred Vogel himself. And they're limited. This is number 662 of 1983. I won't open this up. There's a lot of stuff to show you inside it. But, yeah, The Final Interview. And the next one is one that I was pretty psyched that was finally getting an official release at all. This is a random little shot-on-video movie from the 90s called The Necro Files. This is not for everybody. This movie is going to be for the people in your life that like the really over-the-top, slapstick, just outrageous type of movies. This deals with a lot of strong subject matter as well. I mean, the Necro Files, I'm sure you can guess that. Let me check the back, make sure there's nothing on here that'll get us in trouble on YouTube. But yeah, this is basically a movie about a bad person who dies and comes back as a zombie and continues his rampage of badness. This is one of those so bad it's good type of movies. The acting is over the top, the effects are over the top, everything's just so over the top, and it's cool to see this get an official release, especially with such detail given to it. It comes with a slip cover. It has some goodies inside, like a mini poster and a condom, which is fucking hilarious. But yeah, this is released by Visual Vengeance. Really cool. This one, I believe this is on YouTube if you want to watch it. Or if you want to pick this Blu-ray up, it's available on Amazon. That's where I found it. But yeah, so anyways, moving on. This next one is a newer film. This just came out very recently, a few months ago, actually. And then I just picked it up a few weeks ago on Blu-ray, and that is Pearl. This is the second film in the Ty West trilogy, I suppose. This new trilogy Ty West has been putting out. The first film, of course, was X, and then Pearl, and then we still have to wait for Maxine. But I really liked this movie. I thought it was beautiful. It was filmed gorgeously. Mia Goth, you know, does an incredible job as Pearl. This movie was this was a I don't even know how to really explain it, but it was a really good movie. It was beautifully filmed. The music was superb. The story itself is great too. I really fell in love with the character of Pearl, and I really wanted her to succeed by the end of the movie, despite her being kind of fucking crazy. But yeah, this is a great movie. If you haven't seen these movies yet, X or Pearl, I do recommend them if you're a fan of Ty West's past films like House of the Devil and The Innkeepers and stuff like that. It's a good one, and I really can't wait for Maxine. But anyways, moving on. The next movie is another new film, and this is one that, I'll be honest, I didn't think I was going to like it going into it, and I ended up liking it way more than I thought I would, and that is Smile. I remember seeing the trailer for this movie in the theaters probably like 4 or 5 different times, and every time it just got more and more infuriating to me, because I was like, this movie just doesn't look good. This just looks not good to me. And then when it finally came out, a friend of mine whose opinion I trust very highly, he very highly recommended it to me and was like, no, I think you should give it a chance. And I said, okay. So once it hit Paramount Plus, I decided to watch it, and it kind of blew me on my fucking head. I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. This is probably one of my favorite movies of the year, if not my favorite movie of the year, especially just because of what little faith I had in it. And it just, you know, it rocked my world a little. So, Smile, this is a good one. I recommend this one if you haven't seen it. Like I said, it's on Paramount, or you can buy the Blu-ray if you're still a physical collector. And we'll do this one next because it's another new film. And this is one that has divided a lot of people, but I personally really liked it, so I wanted to put it in my collection. And this is Halloween Ends. Yep, the new bastard stepchild of the Halloween franchise, I guess. I saw a lot of really negative feedback on this one, but something about this movie just worked for me, man. I enjoyed what a loop they threw at us. Like, I personally thought it was really good. I watched it a few times, and I had to get the Blu-ray, obviously, for the collection. I am a completist, but at the same time, I'm not, because I don't own Halloween Resurrection, and I never plan on owning that movie, so I'm not technically a completist. I can live without movies if I really hate them. But I liked Halloween Ends. This is actually my favorite of the new trilogy. It would be this one, then Kills, and then the 2018 film. But that's not to say that I don't like the other two as well, because I do. Right, we're going to rewind a little bit and go back to Christmas time. This is a movie I had to get just in time for Christmas. Don't Open Till Christmas. This is the Vinegar Syndrome release. This is a movie I saw a few years ago for the first time around Christmas, and I really loved it. I loved the whole atmosphere of it, and the killer and the soundtrack and everything. I thought this was a solid movie, so I finally upgraded it and picked up a copy for myself. I figured it was time to throw it in the collection, and I wanted to watch it for Christmas time, so there you go. Don't Open Till Christmas. Next up is a movie that I really like, and I really like these kinds of movies. And what I mean by that is these sort of sorority slash frat house slashers from the 80s. This one is House on Sorority Row. This is the MVD release. Really nice version of this movie. It's got this killer alternative artwork, and it even comes with a mini poster. These slipcovers. It even comes with a mini poster with that artwork on it, which is really awesome. But this is like I said, this is a sorority film, sorority slasher from the 80s about a prank gone wrong, and you know, all these women in this sorority are, you know, fighting the elements against something or someone who is killing people off one by one. It's a fun little slasher. It's not like anything special. It's not like this grand slasher film that really stands out amongst the slashers, but it is a really solid slasher film if you're into that style like me. I'm a kind of a sucker for 80s slashers, so that one I had to add into the collection, especially considering I didn't own this movie at all except on VHS. So I was like, yeah, it's time to upgrade it. And speaking of upgrades, this one was an upgrade, and I was super stoked to see that it came with the slipcover, even though I'm not like a slipcover junkie. I don't need the slipcover to be happy, but I am usually a little extra happy when I do get the slipcover. This is the Severin video release of Don't Go in the House. This one's beautiful. Over on Fright Time, we reviewed the Video Nasties from beginning to end, every single film on the Video Nasties, and this was one of them that I had never seen before, and when I watched it, thought to myself, what the fuck took me so long to watch this movie? I loved this movie. I watched it like 4 or 5 times. So this one I had to upgrade for sure. I have the DVD, which came in some sort of a box set. I think it was the Shriek Show box set. I don't really remember. But I got that, and I wanted to pick this up because I believe it's 2 different cuts of the film, which is really nice. Yeah, there's an integral cut and a theatrical cut, or original cut, I should say. I don't know the difference between them. I'll have to look into it and see which one I should watch first. But yeah, I had to upgrade this because this is a really awesome movie, and it's about a man who burns women alive in a big metal room, and it's pretty brutal stuff. It's great. Love it. And the next one is another upgrade that I felt like upgrading, and also came with the slipcover, which I was really excited about again. But this one is House on the Edge of the Park, starring David Hess. This is a Ruggero Deodato film. It's kind of a Last House on the Left type of film, a sort of, for lack of a better term, rape revenge type of movie. Home invasion stuff. This is a really good movie, and I saw this one years ago. It was like a heavily edited, cut down version of the movie. I don't remember where I first saw it, but I was like, wow, fuck this. I have to see this movie in its entirety. So when I finally did, I loved it. It's got David Hess in it, like I said, and it's got I forget the other guy's name, but he's a very familiar face as well. He was in City of the Living Dead and a bunch of other stuff. But this one was a must to upgrade because this is the Severin release. This is beautiful. And this one comes with a soundtrack, which I didn't even know that at first, that it came with it, but I was really excited when I opened it and saw that. And it comes with this Deodato Holocaust Blu-ray, which is a documentary about Ruggero Deodato and the films of Ruggero, who unfortunately recently passed away. And if you've made it this far in the video, Friday, when we record for It's Another Horror Podcast, we're doing a tribute show to Ruggero and the films of his. So make sure you watch that. All right. We're almost done here. I got a couple more. This next one is another movie about around Christmas time, and it's called Christmas Cruelty. This is the Unearthed Films release of Christmas Cruelty. This is a sort of newer film. This is one that I was really looking forward to, especially because it was endorsed by Unearthed, and they released some pretty extreme stuff. But in my personal opinion, this movie was pretty lackluster to me. I was left pretty unsatisfied with it. If you want a full review of it, I'll give you one, but I don't I don't really have much else to say about this movie. I didn't necessarily have any expectations, but let's just say it didn't even meet my non-expectations, if that makes any sense. But that's not to say you wouldn't like it. So, you know, check it out if you think it's something you'd be into. All right, the next one is a new set that everyone's been going crazy over. Everyone's been wanting to grab this, and I just so happened to run into it at Walmart. So I said, you know, fuck it, I'll get it. This is the collector series of Silent Night, Deadly Night, 3, 4, and 5 by Vestron Video. I mean, say what you want about these movies. They've grown a lot on me over the years. I remember when I first saw these, I thought they were all garbage. And then over the years, I've watched them more and more, and I've grown to really like them, to be totally honest with you. I think these are kind of a good case of if you didn't call these movies Silent Night, Deadly Night and just called them whatever subtitle they had, they probably would have found more of an audience. Like the fourth one is called Initiation. If they had just called it Initiation, even though there's already a million movies called Initiation, maybe it would have been received a little more, whatever. Or even the fifth one, The Toy Maker, kind of a Pinocchio horror story right there in a way. But yeah, this is cool. And this was like $16, $17 at Walmart. Comes with the slipcover. It has all 3 discs in it. I did watch them around Christmas time and they look great. So if you're into collecting the Vestrons or just into these movies at all, then check that out. All right, I got 2 more here. 2 more, and then we're done. This next one is an upgrade of one of my favorite sequels of all time. We talked about it recently on It's Another Horror Podcast, and it kind of motivated me to upgrade this movie because I only had it on VHS and I believe DVD, but it was one of the first DVDs I ever owned, so it's not in good condition. But that is Pet Sematary 2. This is the Scream Factory release. Directed by Mary Lambert, and like I said, this is one of my favorite sequels of all time. This is a movie I watched over and over and over again when I was a kid, and I just watched it the other night for the first time in probably a few years, and it still lives up for me. It's still a movie that I love. It's got a great soundtrack. It's fun. It's a little over the top, but not too over the top. You know, Mary Lambert had more fun with this movie than she did with the first Pet Sematary, you could tell. Obviously, with the first movie, she wanted to do justice to Stephen King's book. And with this one, she just kind of did her own thing because it wasn't based on anything specific. So, yeah, this is a really great one. If you haven't seen it, starring Edward Furlong and Clancy Brown. Is that his name? I always forget his name. Yeah, Clancy Brown. From I always think of him from Shawshank Redemption. But yeah, Pet Sematary 2, Scream Factory, Blu-ray, had to upgrade. Last movie. This is it. I mean, I'm done. Whew. This is a movie that took the world by storm, I guess you could say, this fall. Everyone went and saw this movie, and it was a huge success, and I'm pretty proud of it. And that's Terrifier 2. Damien Leone's Terrifier 2. This is the collector's edition from Amazon. I don't know if it's an Amazon exclusive. Don't quote me on that. But I ordered this from Amazon. I know there's a bunch of different versions of this. There's like Steelbooks and 4Ks and all sorts of other versions. This is the one I wanted. I like that cover a lot. And I'm not really into Steelbooks all that much anymore because they get scratched up so easily or dinged or whatever, and it just drives me crazy. But yeah, Terrifier 2, I mean, what do I really have to say about Terrifier 2? I'm sure you saw it, or I'm sure you've heard of it. If you haven't seen it, and you're a fan of Art the Clown, definitely check it out. It's wild, it's over the top, it's gory, it's violent, it's probably a little too long, but you know, that's just my own personal critique. Aside from that, though, it's a really solid sequel, and it's very different from the first film, but also still very similar in the traditional kind of ways. So I think that they did a great job with it. And if you haven't seen All Hallows Eve, which is the anthology film that I first saw Art the Clown, and a lot of other people did too, you should check that out because that's a lot of fun. But yeah, so I had to pick this up, I had to put it in the collection for sure because it's fucking Terrifier 2, and this was a phenomenal success at the box office, which is really awesome considering that it's a low budget film and that it did so well. Whatever you think of the movie itself doesn't really matter. This was a landmark in horror history, and you know, we were here to see that, so I think that's pretty fucking awesome. And the sheer brutality of it is crazy that it would be as successful as it is, because everyone's so sensitive these days. But this movie just seemed to stick on, and people liked it. And I believe it was only supposed to play for like one weekend or a week, and then they extended it, and then they extended it for another week, and it just kept getting extended because people just kept going to see it, and that's really awesome. So, you know, I had to put it in the collection. I had to support, had to throw Terrifier 2 onto the shelf. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you made it through this whole video. Sorry it went on for so long. If you like this video, let me know. I'll do more of them. I'll do more updates. If you want to see any reviews for any of these specifically, let us know. And let us know in the comments which of these movies is your favorite. And let us know if there's any in here that you haven't seen that maybe now your interest is piqued, because I love turning people on to movies. It's one of my favorite things in the world to do. So let me know what you think. Please give this video a thumbs up, and we'll catch you in the next one. Later.
Fry Time exclusive merchandise available through Barnfire today. Long sleeves, hoodies, crew necks, t-shirts, and more. Various sizes and colors to choose from. Visit us today and dress your flesh.